political gimmick that is being played by the president by recognizing in what shall I say, in retrospect of time and events and politics and sayings that went through when this leadership of Ndabaningi Sithole and Chikerema were not recognized officially. To us, it is a ploy by the current politicking to try and extend reach to ZANU Ndonga. ZANU Ndonga, which is Manicaland, predominantly Ndabaningi Sithole home people communities. And there are a number of war veterans that operated during that time, which led to the Mnangagwa declaration that deposed in Ndabaningi Sithole. So it is a way of trying to reach by a detour towards those who belonged to the Ndabaningi Sithole command element. Remember, there are issues of the Nari and Badza rebellions that have not been resolved in Zanda today. And these are some of the issues that people in Zanda would want probably the truth to come out one day so that peace can be built. Peace internally and peace externally. You see, like if you go back to Masipula Sithole, there was a struggle in the struggle, isn't it? So you realize that there are a number of issues that people out there would need to know about what happened in Mozambique, what happened amongst the Zanda themselves. And a lot of the Zanda cadres who had lost faith in the Mugabe era can be reached now by this politicking, trying to embrace Ndabaningi Sithole in retrospect as if he was a contributing factor, whereas he was regarded as an enemy at one time. Right? And on James Chikerema, remember James Chikerema and George Nyandoro, when they fell out of favor amongst the ZPRA, then which was then the Special Affairs Department. James Chikerema and George Nyandoro went on to form what was called the Front of Liberation of Zimbabwe, Frolisi. And many of the people who joined Frolisi are still in government today. So by honoring James Chikerema, you are also honoring those people who were partnering with James Chikerema in the Frolisi. Some of them who have remained silent in government today. The likes of Obert Mpofu, O'Kane Matema, and others. Wellington Mashengele, there were some of those guys who had joined the Frolisi. But because Frolisi project did not manifest long, it died a natural death, but out of its demise, Zanda revived as a military organization. It was a passage, it was a transition passage for the Zanda to be where they are. So this is the extension by which Mnangagwa now approaches Ndabaningi Sithole and James Chikerema as if they were patriots. Yes, they were patriots in the sense, but then at one time or the other they have been kicked out as if they had sold out in the struggle. Now, the gimmick of bringing them closer is a way of mobilizing those communities from either the Ndau, Manicaland origins and the Zulu Chikerema origins, so that at least in one stroke you can have them both support ZANU-PF, because the love of the war veterans has dwindled amongst the executive that is currently in power right now. I don't think there is good communication between the head of state and the war veterans. Even if the president may say things, but his follow-up on accomplishing or fulfilling his promises is far-fetched, is far below.